everyone. My name is Nathan Devlin, and I am one of the founders of the F2BY Youth Program. This is my assistant, Renee. She helped a bit too. I just want to touch a bit on disability, the importance of inclusion, and how F2BY Youth got started. Historically, students who had a disability were placed in special classes, away from their typical peers, and taught by a special education teacher. Today, however, students with disabilities are finally accessing school in inclusive classrooms, alongside their friends and peers. Teachers are starting to learn all of the different ways that every student learns, and are becoming more aware of the facts that students with disabilities can learn and participate in regular classes, as long as they have some support. Last year, in Alberta, there were 66,729 K-12 students with developmental disabilities. The total student population last year was 616,375. That means 11% of Alberta's students have a developmental disability. Imagine if there was no inclusion in our schools. More than 10% of school-aged kids in our province would be segregated and missing out on opportunities they have a human right to access. I would not be here with you right now. It is important to remember that students with disabilities have dreams, hopes, questions, interests and needs as their friends and peers. Having a disability does not take anything away from a person. Instead, it adds to the person, bringing unique aspects to their lives. Sometimes, the disability may bring challenges with it, but through educating our communities, everyone learns how to work with those challenges to still meet the needs of that person. For example, as you can see right now, I do not speak words with my mouth. This is definitely a challenge for me when it comes to expressing my wants and needs. However, I have access to an iPad that helps me speak. My friends and family have learned how to read my facial expressions and body language, which is how I communicate my emotions and needs. There are many students in schools who are nonverbal. That is, they do not speak, but like me, they can still communicate. It is important that we make an effort to include students who use technology to communicate and give them opportunity to speak their minds and ask their questions too. People with disability do not, I repeat, do not want pity or special treatment. We do not want to be looked at as though our lives are sad or like we are sick. Most people with disabilities have very full, active, and productive lives. People with disabilities have jobs, go to university, get married and have families. They love to travel and surf the internet, drive cars, play sports and hang out with good friends. But in order for those things to happen, it is our job, as their peers, friends, neighbors and teachers to provide the supports to ensure. For me, my support comes in the form of a full-time assistant, Renee, and communication technology. With those two supports I am able to do all of the things I want to in my life. If you have students in your school who have disabilities, and you wonder about them, just know that they also wonder about you and want to get to know you too. Invite them to be a part of F2BY Youth and give them opportunities to show their skills and strengths. You will quickly learn what, if any, support they will need. Once you figure that part out, it's on to just being friends. So how did Free2Be Youth begin? In 2008, my friends and I started a group called Inspired. We work to bring awareness to schools and organizations about disability inclusion. I was always included in the same classes as my friends, but a lot of students are made to attend special education instead. Many schools still don't understand that students with disabilities can and should be in classes with their peers. When my friends and I started high school in 2010, we noticed there were a lot of students with different backgrounds that were not included. So Inspired started a peer mentorship program to help bring students together and to teach the school community about inclusion. 60 students signed up. There were many students who were new to Canada and did not speak much English. There were students with disabilities. There were transgender students. And we all learned from each other about the different issues that we all face in our society. It was lots of fun, but more importantly, there was a greater understanding of how to be inclusive. We decided to speak with Renee from the amazing John Humphrey Center to see if we could partner with them and get this happening in other schools. Inclusion is a human right, and no one knows human rights like the John Humphrey Center. So, together we formed Free2Be Youth. I am so proud to be working with you all this year and look forward to meeting you soon. Thank you for listening, and have fun at training today.